My name is Jordan Devereaux, and I have an obsession with something that many people deem is unnecessary. But for me, it's completely necessary. This thing is not a drug, even though it can definitely be as addicting as one and could potentially cost as much as one. This thing is cars. People think I like cars because of the attention. People think I like it for the girls or to be cool. But it's not about any of that. It's just something about the sound of an engine firing up in the morning. It's just something about shifting through all the gears in the transmission. It's just something about cars. I love cars. I'm truly addicted to the sound of an engine at 7,000 RPMs. I'm addicted to building something into my own. I'm addicted to cars. Like Clarkson from Top Gear said, cars are some of the most intoxicating, most beautiful things ever forged by mankind. What's up? My name is Jordan Devereaux, and I drive a 2008 Nissan 350Z. If you ask anyone that knows me, they'll probably tell you that I didn't get into cars until my sophomore year of college. But in reality, that's just right around the time when I actually had the time to pursue getting into cars. I've always loved cars. I started out with motorcycles, like in high school. I had a Hayabusa and I had a GSX-R 750. But even as a kid, I always loved playing all the racing games growing up. I always thought the Fast and Furious movies were cool. Tokyo Drift is my favorite movie of all time, damn near. I've always loved cars, and whether it was as blatant as it is now or subliminally as a child, I always loved cars. Need for Speed, Forza, Gran Turismo, you name it, I bought it. Midnight Club, I played all of them. I loved those games, and I still do to this day. Buying this car was probably the best choice I've ever made for my young adult life. And I say this because it taught me the value of $1, and I learned very, very quickly. Before I had this car, my parents gave me my first car, which I still have to this day. It's my current daily. It's a 2013 Camaro RS. It has a V6 in it. It's slow, it's heavy, but I still modded it. I still put a muffler delete exhaust on it and a cold air intake, and I lowered it a little bit. But I didn't truly appreciate that car because I didn't pay for it. And it just kind of felt like a hand-me-down, even though it wasn't. That's an amazing hand-me-down now that I'm older and I actually, see things for what they are. But at the time, I wanted something different, and I didn't want to just be the typical daddy's boy that asks his parents to buy him another car. Buy me a car, buy me a car, buy me another car. So I took it upon myself my sophomore year of college to behave like the adult that I carry myself as, and I went and got a job. And I worked at H&M. It was my first job, and I worked there for almost a full year. And after about 7 or 8 months, I finally had saved up enough money to get one of my dream cars, which is a 2007 or a 2008 350Z. I got lucky. I got a 2008 in my dream color of black. Working all those hours and dealing with all the things that I had to deal with to get something, or to earn something that I deem as probably one of the most beautiful things on this planet, just carries a new level of appreciation with it. Everything about this car is mine, and I've touched every single nook and cranny of the car. I mean, for crying out loud, I have taken the transmission out of this car twice. That's a long story. We won't go down that route. But the point in all of this is that I love this car, and the car means so much to me. And I didn't just buy it to be cool. I didn't buy it because, I thought I was gonna get all the girls. It's not about that. It's not about that at all, and it never will be. I genuinely enjoy cars. I genuinely love building something into my own. And I was once that kid on the PlayStation and the Xbox saying that, wow, I'm gonna have a car like this, or wow, I can't wait to build my own car. And Now that I've grown up and I've put in the work and the time, I'm fortunate enough to have that opportunity. I left my tripod at home, so we're about to start stacking Yaba Kings. Anything will work.
I've done these before, trust me. I had to do them for work. Yeah, I've just never been on this side of one, so it's a little bit different. Yeah, hold up, let me just fix this. My name's Sawyer House. I'm 19 years old. I have a small collection of cars. I work for Driven Racing Oil, and my father's helped me with a lot of stuff with drifting before there's any comments like that. But I have a 1997 1JZ Sylvia. It's a S14. It's got a obviously 1JZ VVTi. It's got a Borg Warner turbo set up. Makes about 500 on pump gas, about 680-ish on E. And then I also have a 2022 Supra that I daily drive. Just a full bolt-on car, also on E85. It's tuned by Jesse D. Beers. Shout out Jesse if he ever sees this. I got a 1JZ 350Z from my buddy Jackson Saxon. So at first I was into action sports, and I rode scooters for a very long time. And from there, I basically did that for about 8 or 9 years, got addicted to just the adrenaline of all that stuff. Then my friends kind of got out of that, and I fell into the time period of just watching YouTube all the time. Then after time, I had my first car. It was a Toyota 4Runner. I got it not knowing that I was going to have that car for 4 years at the time. But I took it mudding one day, and the motor got locked up because it sucked in water. And we took insurance. J-Dev's laughing right now because I sunk it in a river. a small pond. I just tried to make it through. I got a 2007 BMW 335i. I did not know anything about this car. It said it was full bolt-on, tuned, and it had stage 2 turbos. I was like, cool. Convinced my parents it was just a normal little 3 Series BMW like every teenager does. And from there, I got the car. It dynoed 550 wheel on pump gas and 620 on E. And yeah, I wrecked it after 3 months. I totaled it on a back road. I rebuilt that car. That was the first car I rebuilt. I rebuilt it with my uncle. I ripped the whole subframe out going into a ditch. Blew out all the airbags. We never fixed those. We just took them out.
What advice would you lend to any like newer enthusiasts, any younger enthusiasts trying to get into this hobby? Because it can get very, very expensive.
Yeah, so I actually like the fact that you brought into money for this, because that's a pretty big part of what this is. So my advice would actually be, don't worry about getting your dream car off the bat. You can get a car that you are entertained with and you enjoy, and see how you like it, build it to be your own, and try to enjoy the car. So at first, when I wanted a drift car, I wanted a C6 Corvette, which was a little bit unobtainable for me at the time. We had the insurance money plus what my car was, so I probably had about $10K. I didn't really like 350Zs. My friend had one. I thought they sounded really bad. I ended up getting it, thought I was going to hate it, and I built it. And that is still, after owning 2 1JZ cars, a Supra and a Skyline, that is still my favorite car to drive out of any of my cars. I have the most fun in that car. I feel the best about driving that car. I've touched everything on that car. I know it's not going to break. I would trust that car to do anything. And I've grown to love that car more than any of these other cars. And yes, these were all dream cars to me, minus the Supra, actually. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, money isn't you don't have to have the most expensive car to have your version of the nicest or the best car. My 350Z I would choose over any of my triple the price of that cars. I actually only got rid of that car because I started realizing that I was going to choose that car over everything. I'm really hoping I don't regret that eventually, but money isn't as big of a deal to grow yourself as you think. I got my social medias up and grew a lot of friends out of a 350Z. You can get a 350Z for $5,000, work on it, do a lot of stuff, make it a really nice car. And I'd still choose my Z. So yeah, I'd probably say that. You don't have to have a Lambo to be the coolest. And you also don't have to be the coolest.